Hello everybody, today we'll be reading FGTeeV Campfire Tales Part 23. Let's continue. Chapter 15. Count Dracula picked himself up from the ground. He struggled to remember where he was and who he was for that matter. All he knew was that he had a splitting headache and that he was very, very hungry. He wobbled to his feet. The monster battle still raged on around him. Zombies chased Alabama's offensive line, desperate to eat the team's brains. But they couldn't because the players all wore helmets. Safety first had never felt more important. The demons kept the Navy SEALs back with their claws, while Frankenstein's monster twisted their weapons into knots. He clapped and howled when he curled them into different shapes like he was doing origami. Lane Crown did the best he could to help. He cracked demon after demon across the back with his guitar. But after so many whacks, the guitar splintered apart into a hundred pieces. Zeus reared back and threw lightning bolt after lightning bolt at the kaiju, but try as he might, he couldn't take the giant creature down. When he couldn't take the giant creature down, when he saw the monster's eyes glow bright blue, he realized that he hadn't hurt the monster. He'd actually charged it up with power. The kaiju reared its head back and opened its mouth with a mighty roar. It sprayed cackling blue energy from its mouth. All that power that Zeus charged it up with came streaming back at him, and it would have burned him to a crisp if the Greek god hadn't jumped high into the air to get out of the way. Every tree, every bush, and every blade to ash. The Navy SEALs helped the football players get to safety. Frankenstein's monster didn't like fire and ran away, howling, but since Dracula was immortal, he just laughed at the blast. The bad guys were winning, at least. Dracula hoped they were. He wondered if there was a greater force helping the family. Dracula grabbed one of the werewolves as it ran past him. Do you have the scent of that human family? He asked. The werewolf sniffed around before nodding yes. Dracula took the monster by the arm and pointed him in the direction of their escape. Good, Dracula said. Then you will lead me to them. It is time for us all to eat. Chapters. Oh wait, hang on. Let me show the image. Chapter 16. Do you guys see these little birdies too? Duddy asked. The Bigfoot had kicked him down so hard there was a Duddy-shaped outline in the dirt, and he was seeing a flock of Tweety birds circling around his head. Bigfoot towered over Duddy, and from Duddy's perspective, the creature looked even bigger than he was. Mumi acted swiftly. Lexi, give me a hand, she said. She and Lexi each grabbed one of Duddy's arms, but Bigfoot wasn't about to let Duddy and his dinner go so easily. The creature roared and grabbed him by the legs. Glissies! He demanded. Mumi and Lexi pulled harder on Duddy's arms, but Bigfoot had a good grip on his ankles. Duddy felt like his body was being pulled apart like Play-Doh. Let go, he shrieked. You heard it, Duds, you big hairy jerk, let go. Lexi and Mimi learned back to pull with all leaned back to pull with all their weight, but Bigfoot didn't loosen his grip, and Duddy only shrieked more loudly. "No, you!" Duddy yelped. "Let go of my arms." Mimi and Lexi looked at each other and shrugged. They let go of his arms, and Duddy's body snapped free to the air. At first, Duddy was thrilled to be free, and in one piece. But then he noticed how high he'd flown, and realized how much it was going to hurt when he hit the ground. He yelped and then plummeted. "Oof," he said when he hit the dirt. Mike ran over to him. "Duds, are you all right?" Duddy spat out a leaf and said, "I feel stretched sin." Bigfoot lunged at Duddy again, but before he could lay a hand on him, Callie jumped into his way. "Oof, oof, oof, oof." Callie barked. Bigfoot looked down at the 2-foot-tall golden doodle like she would make a nice snack before a Duddy main course. "Callie, no," Sean warned. Chase grabbed his brother by the collar to make sure he didn't wind up a side dish himself. Instead, Oreo and Ollie jumped into the fight, barking, howling, snarling. Bigfoot knelt down to look at the dogs with great curiosity. They were fierce. They were unafraid. They were small. Bigfoot smiled, and with one swoop of his mighty arm, knocked all 3 of them against a tree trunk. "No!" Sean shrieked, as if summoned by that small hope. Mr. Harry Hosson called out to the monster. "Take it easy, big fella," he said, with his hand up like a crossing guard. Is all you want glizzies, right? Glizzies." Bigfoot grunted. "You love those cheap sacks of greasy meat, don't you?" Lexi covered her mouth. Blood. I'm never eating another hot dog for the rest of my life."